What about Don Wade?
Happy. I have to tell you something. Mallory brought me into the room. I said, "Why do I feel happiness like bubbles or something?"
He doesn't have to get up anymore at 2 a.m.
Well, but you know what? This man came through right away to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was ready to go. Number one, he made his peace.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
He said he was lucky enough to marry the love of his life, but he got to do it twice. And I said to him, "What does that mean?" And he said, "I was able to be with my wife side by side and have her pretty much all day with me."
Right.
Okay.
Well, they worked together down in Roma.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he did make his peace.
Are you sure you just don't look this stuff up on Google?
You could say that, but no.
No, I'm not trying to be a dick.
You can say that, but no. He was just happy. I see happiness.
Because it's cooler to think that it's real. See, like, I bought in already.
You know, I know a lot of people, and that's good. That's all right. I'm glad you asked that question. You could, but then, I tell people this too. You can have your philosophy, and I respect that. But then I also work for various police departments, and I do a lot of missing people.
Yeah.
So I have found missing people.
Yeah, I'm not.
And no, I get it, and I'm okay with that. But, here's the thing I always tell people, okay? When you go with a gut feeling, they ask me, "Is that real?" Yeah. You may not understand it, but you also have to really respect that you are getting something. You're getting a message from a higher power. Now, you could ignore it, but your gut will always prove you wrong, okay?
Right.
Now, it's funny, a lot of police officers, I remember I had to go to one of the police stations, and, they asked me to come and see what my take was on this case, and I had this police guy, and he was a real ass, okay? And he says, "Just so you know, I don't believe a thing that you do." And I said, "That's fine, not a problem." So,
Have a nice day.
I'm not here to change the world. I don't really care, to be honest with you. So one thing led to another and about the case, and I ended up finding somebody who had passed. Unfortunately, they're not all happy endings. I could count them on less than a half a hand, when they're alive. But he just said, "How did you know that?" And I said, "What is the difference what you do and what I do with your gut? Do you ever get a call and you get a gut instinct about something? Don't you follow your hunch?" And he goes, "Yeah." What's the difference?
Mm-hmm.
Well, your hunch is coming from another
Exactly.
dimension.
Exactly.
Right.
But what is really the difference? The ending is still the same if you find somebody.
Right. Where the earthly hunches come from.
Yeah, right. Where does a cop's hunch come from?
Right.
I mean, just examining some evidence, or
but this is something. I about 69% of my clients are in the medical field. Very interesting, and I get a lot of doctors from a lot in Chicago. Mm-hmm. And I had a cardiologist come see me.
Can you sue for malpractice from beyond the grave?
No.
Why do you think you have so many medical people?
It's a great question because they're raised in school, scientific, black and white, mathematics, 2 and 2 is 4. You can't change that. Mm-hmm. And they go through their career, but at some point, all of them have a question. It's just different timing when they're ready maybe for it or when it comes to them. I had a cardiologist that had a patient, and he did open heart surgery. And it was his day off, and about 20 minutes after 12 in the afternoon, he called him. He says, "Doc, I just want to tell you, you did good." He goes, "Don't worry, you feeling better?" They got him in a private room after intensive care. And he says, "I feel great. I just want to say thank you. You did good." He goes, "All right, I'll be there tomorrow. I'll make my rounds." Well, he gets a call that his patient passed at 11:45. Okay.
So he called him
20 after 12.
Yeah.
Okay, so now he's looking at it. He even took his phone to an AT&T store. He says, "Something wrong with my phone." He was trying to defy all the odds. And they're like, "No." And all his messages came through, and he told, his associates are going, no. He goes, "Something's wrong with your phone." He goes, "No." He goes, my phone is fine. How do I explain that?" And he says, "Well, he did die." And he came to me, and he said, "So I'm here, and I'm trying to make sense of it." I said, "Because he passed from something else. He doesn't want, he physically called you on the phone, literally, that energy. But there's a reason for it, because you would have really beat yourself up for it. And you operated on him. He was on the mend. You got him into his private room. He died of an aneurysm. He says, how'd you know? I says, because he's showing me he had an aneurysm in his stomach. He says, that's exactly right.
Oh.
He goes, how did you know that? And I says, because he's right here. He goes, oh my God. He goes, so what is this about? And I said, how about just giving you a chance to say thank you, but maybe there is a little bit more to it than just science.